Good day, welcome back to G&H Honey Bees. It is Friday, April 18th, 2025, and yes, I'm sure that's the date. It's just getting warmed up here, and the bees are getting out. Over this last week, we've had spectacular blue skies and lots of sunshine. And the bees are just going crazy. And not much has changed since last Saturday, except I added a honey super to this box, and I've moved the nuke into a 10 frame, and that's about it. So it's supposed to rain tomorrow, start raining tomorrow again. So I was going to leave this until tomorrow, but seeing it's going to rain, I want to have a look at them and see what's going on. So the temperatures have been getting up to 16, 17 Celsius, which is around 59 to about 62 Fahrenheit, somewhere in that range. But the problem right now, this time of year, is it's getting down to like 4 to 6 degrees Celsius at night, which is 39 to about 42 Fahrenheit. And why I say that's a problem is the brood is all in these two boxes, these bottom boxes. And there's no brood in this box here because it's a honey super. And with the cold temperatures at night, the bees all stay down in the brood boxes to keep the brood warm. And it was like that last year, and all the bees wanted to do was swarm. They didn't want to go up through the queen excluder into the honey super. Even, come May, June, they were still down in the brood chambers because it was chilly at night. And so needless to say, I didn't get a whole lot of honey last year. And it was like that, right through June, July. And so I'm not expecting to see too many bees in this honey super. There might be a few, but not too many. I would imagine the majority of the bees are still down in here just because of the cool nights. So let's get them opened up. Get you set up here and have a look. Now the problem with the bees all being crowded in on the brood is the brood boxes get really crowded and they go into swarm mode. And last year all I had was one swarm mode after another. And I got a strange feeling that it might be like that this year. So the one thing I'm looking for today is to see if any bees are getting up into the honey supers and to see if there's any swarm cells in the bottom box. So I'm going to get my hood and gloves and stuff on, and I'll be back in a minute. Alrighty, ready to rock and roll here. There's a lot of fanning going on in here. There's a few bees in here. Let's just pull a frame. I doubt they put anything in them. Yeah, see, there's hardly any bees, and there's no nectar in there at all. Looks like they're trying to clean up some of them. Wow, there's about 5 cells got a little bit of nectar in it. One in there. A couple fell off that frame, so got that glued down pretty good already. Get that off of there. Yeah, look at the bees here. Well, this has got a bit of fresh nectar in it. Yeah, there's fresh nectar on in the center of that. They seem to be a bit more flighty this week than they were last week. Well, that frame is heavy. It's got old and new honey in it. Yeah, they've got that pack full of new honey. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see in those cells there. It's all brand new. And one thing I haven't done is lit my smoker, so I think I'm going to go do that and then I'll be right back. Yeah, this frame is heavy too. It's full of nectar. The ends, there's some open cells there in the center, but the rest of that is all nectar. This side is all nectar and honey. I'm actually starting to cap some of that off there. Nothing on the bottom. And this one's all nectar. See, so there's eggs in here, bee bread, and fresh honey, both sides. You can see they've got some of that capped off already. The other side's just a little bit of bee. Oh, there's eggs on the other side too, in the open cells. This one's stuck down. There must be drone cells on the bottom of this one. So that's all brood in the middle. Honey, fresh honey on the ends. You can see right there they've capped some of that off already and filled the rest of that. There's some queen cups there on the bottom. Lots of brood on this side, fresh honey on the ends. Frames must be a bit off center from the bottom below because they're building all this burr comb. Get in there. Lots of good brood there. Good center of the frame is all full of brood. Fresh honey on the ends. It's the same on this side. Fresh honey on the ends. And brood in the center. And there's some queen cups there. Nothing in them. I'm going to pull them off. Come on, girls. Come on in there. Oh yeah, it's the same story, brood and honey. And more brood and more fresh honey. So no swarm cells just yet. Same thing again. Fresh nectar in the ends, brood in the middle. Same on this side. It looks to be fresh eggs in the open cells there on the ends. There's actually some newly hatched grubs right next to that cap brood. Next frame is all brood. I can just see it from here. This is older brood. That's probably ready to hatch pretty soon. There's bee bread around that brood pattern. Some fresh Fresh grubs right in here. I have a hard time figuring out if the camera can actually see what I'm pointing at. Same on that side. Man, I wish they wouldn't run in between the frames like that. And this is all bee bread. Bee bread and honey on this one. Then there's a couple of queen cups on the bottom there. And it's all honey on the outside. Oh, now, run out of that space, girls. Where's my smoker? All right, now can I get this? That up there. Now here's a good reason why she's stuck in that burr comb. So I'm just going to pull that off. That's all honey. That's all honey. I can just tell by the weight of it. Oh yeah, that's freshly capped, some of that. Bee bread in the bottom there. Some ladder comb there. Fresh nectar down in the ends. That's all honey. And there's a bit of drone on the bottom there. Well, there's eggs right in that open spot there. So the queen is, and there's eggs down in that open spot. The queen is laying wherever she can. And this is all laid completely. Yeah, this is all in this area here. It's all fairly fresh eggs. They're just starting to lay over. There's our queen running right across the bottom there. Yeah, you go back up on the side of the frame. Get. And here back in there. This is all full of brood. I can't see. There's a queen cup on the bottom there, but there's no egg in it. So we'll take that off. See, the problem with what they're doing, you pretty much got to look at every frame to get an idea how they're proceeding. Now, this is all drone on the bottom. And that's all brood. That's like end-to-end brood. And same on this side. And she's laid that right out to the end. Same with this frame. Right out to the end. And there's no eggs in those empty cells just yet, but she'll probably get over there and do that pretty quick. Some more drone. This is all brood. There's freshly hatched larvae in them. This is all laid up, oh, right to the end. That's laid up right to the ends. Same on this side. All those cells have got new eggs in them. And that queen is just going to town. Alright, last two. Yeah, I know, girls, but I gotta look. More drone cells. And that's laid, and there's fresh eggs right at the ends. I don't know if I can get out here in the sun whether we can see some of that or not. Let's have a look. See if I can get you up here. Yeah, the camera's going to be in the way of the I don't know if you can see down in there or not. Never had much success at doing that. And the last one. No queen cells. Just some ladder comb. No eggs in there yet. Come on, girls. Wow, there's a lot of bees. So that frame is pretty much empty. Bit of bee bread in there, but not much else. So she may work her way over to that. Come on, out of there. I wish there was a way to keep them from getting in between the ends, the verticals on the frames. You seem to like to crawl in there, and then when you go push the frames back together, they get squished. Center that up. Man, get in there. Alright, so that's it for this box. Now we're going to do the other box, but I'm going to do a separate video because it's going to be really long if I do them both on the same video. So anyway, it's Good Friday today, and I'd like to wish everyone a happy Easter. And I hope you all have a great Easter, and we'll be back in a bit in another video. And so yeah, this one's looking okay for the time being. I just wish the night temperatures were somewhat warmer so that they could get up and make honey. But it is what it is. So we'll talk to you again in a bit. Bye for now.